Hook it and cook it. From the catch to the kitchen, it's your front row seat to learn mouth-watering new ways to fix seafood. It's time for Hook It and Cook It.
Welcome to Hook It and Cook It. I'm your host, Frank WILEM. Today we're making a southern favorite, shrimp and grits, with Chef Eric Spencer from the Island View Casino in Gulfport, Mississippi. But first, let's check out how shrimp make it from the Gulf to your plate.
Pink, white, brown, most all of us like shrimp. When shrimpers haul in their net, they hope to find them filled with crustaceans. Then into the ice-filled hold they go. But what happens next?
Our shrimp comes in. We have a lot of local shrimpmen that shrimp for us all over the coast. And usually when they're coming in, or as they're about to come in, they'll call us and they'll say, hey, we got 4, 5, 10,000 pounds, whatever it might be. And they'll bring it down to the dock and load it up, and they'll bring it to our dock back here. And then we'll unload it, and then we'll put the shrimp out here.
Jim GUNKEL with Quality Seafood knows he gets them by the ton.
Our gumbo shrimp, I usually use a 70-90, which is a peeled shrimp. It's already peeled. It's easier to put in there. For cooking on the grill, your 1620, which is a nice larger shrimp.
Hold on a second. What's he talking about? 70-90, 1620? What are all those numbers? I thought we were just buying shrimp.
Talking about numbers in the shrimp, when you hear a 2630 or a 1620, that's the average number of shrimp per pound. So if you get a 1620, you're going to average probably around 18 shrimp per pound. It could be as low as 16 or as high as 20. So when we're paying our shrimpers, that's what they get paid by. So the bigger the shrimp, the more money we pay them.
Ah, okay. So it all has to do with how big they are. You want to buy the right size for whatever shrimp dish you're making.
This is the middle size right here. We call our large shrimp. You can saute them in a pan. I like to take them and peel them, and devein them, and then saute them with garlic and butter and some seasoning on it, and then saute it in a pan like that, and that's really good. I'll tend to boil the smaller shrimp. They're the little brownies, because the browns got a little more flavor than the whites, so those are good for boiling.
There's nothing like seafood fresh from the Gulf to start a great shrimp and grits recipe.
All right, we have our shrimp. When we come back, you'll learn how to make southern-style grits.
You just whisk it up real good and taste it, and once you get to your consistency that you like, it's done.
Okay. Well, it's looking good, I'll say that. Welcome back to Hook It and Cook It. It's shrimp and grits time. Let's hit the Lynn Meadows Discovery Center kitchen with Chef Eric.
Today, we're gonna add about 3 cups of chicken stock to a hot pan. Literally hot.
Did you make the chicken stock?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay.
Yes, sir, I did. And then we're gonna add a little heavy cream, about a cup of heavy cream. Normally with grits, you wanna do like maybe a 3-to-1 ratio. I like my grits a little. Normally you go by the bag ingredients, the recipe, but I like to change it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I like a little more water to cook the grits a little bit longer.
What does cooking longer do?
I think it makes it creamier. You know what I'm saying? I know I added the heavy cream, but I think adding the extra time to cook, it doesn't make it grit. I know it's grits, but it doesn't make it a gritty taste when you're doing it. Add about a cup of grits in here. Yeah, but it just, whatever preference you like. This is a coarse ground grit, and it takes a little longer to cook than a quick, set, fast grit. It takes a little longer to cook.
Oh, okay, all right.
So this actually gonna cook like 30 minutes. I add about a tablespoon of black pepper in here. I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of hot sauce.
Is that like Crystal or something like that?
Yeah,
Louisiana hot sauce.
Louisiana hot sauce, that's right. And let it come up to a simmer about 5 or 10 minutes, and you can set it to the side and cover it. And after it cooks a little bit, we're gonna add some other ingredients to it. We can add them until later on. But
where did this dish originate, shrimp and grits?
A lot of people believe that it originated in the lower country, South Carolina. But people in Louisiana and stuff like that are different, Alabama. Just depends where you're from. I think over there, and then like Carolina, they use more of a gravy on the grits, you know what I'm saying? And it's more of a thicker type gravy, but here in Mississippi and Louisiana, we like to use, I guess what they call like a barbecue shrimp recipe. It's a little
spicier.
thinner. It's a little bit spicier. It's kind of a cross between what Carolina has and what Louisiana has. I don't think Carolina uses like Worcestershire sauce, but we from the South, so we love the Worcestershire sauce when we cooking.
Yeah, most people tend to think grits is something you eat breakfast, but I know I've seen on the menu too at some places later in the day or evening as an entree, right?
Yes, sir. Growing up in my household, we ate shrimp and grits for dinner all the time, or fish and grits or something like that. You know, just whatever was available around the cook. We didn't just eat it for breakfast. We ate it breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Anytime, yeah.
And stuff like that. Yes, sir.
Now, sometimes I've seen it with like a cake of grits. Do you ever do it like that, or is it always
Well,
done like
it's
this?
pretty much the same thing. If you want to make it out of a cake, you would cook your grits, pour them on a sheet pan, and let them cool off. And then once they cool off, you can cut them in whatever shape you like, and just kind of saute them in a pan.
Oh, okay.
And that's the only
Okay,
difference.
okay.
I mean, it still starts off with cooking your
Flavor
grits.
and all that's the same,
sir.
it's just different
Yes, sir.
texture, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. The grits, turn them down, they're getting a little out of control here, like Frank. But after it cooks a little bit, in maybe like 20 minutes or so like that, and then you want to come and add about a tablespoon of butter into it. I put the butter at the end so it doesn't go away, like break the grits down or whatever. A lot of people put the grits and butter in together. I like to add mine in the end. I think it makes it a little creamier. To me.
And it's not as likely to separate, I guess?
It's not as likely to separate, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I mean, once you get into this cooking and it's just anything you can do, whatever your mind brings you to. You can even saute jalapeno peppers and put in here. I don't like spicy food at all, so I wouldn't do the spicy in there. But I do have some jalapeno cheese that I'm going to put in. You know, after it cooks like 20 minutes, then we'll take the jalapeno cheese, pepper jack that I kind of shredded up. Nothing fancy, just about 5 or 6 pieces that I shredded up, and I'll put it in there. Hope y'all can see that. Then we'll stir this up a little bit more. And then as it sits, it's gonna get thicker. So if you like grits that, see, we call these fork grits. You can eat them with a fork. It's
Not a spoon, right?
Not something with a spoon. You know, we like to get a good filler out of it. You know what I'm saying? After I put the butter and the pepper jack, then I'll take some just normal shredded cheddar cheese. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like it, tell us when you order it, and we won't put it in there.
Yeah.
You know.
That's what, about a cup or so?
That's about actually it's a cup of cheddar cheese, and that was 5 slices of pepper jack cheese that I put in.
Okay.
You just whisk it up real good and taste it, and once you get to your consistency that you like, it's done.
Okay. Well, it's looking good, I'll say that.
Thank you. You know, but grits are fun, you know, so you can do a lot of different things with grits. We take these grits and we do them different ways, you know what I'm saying? We have a plain grit, and this is a cheesy grit that they're more used to. When you see shrimp and grits, it has some kind of cheese or something in there, but we do have lactose intolerant people out there that can't have cream or cheese or stuff like that, so we
just do a
try
plain,
to fit them too. Yeah, we'll do a plain grit, and we can, you know, we have different kinds. We'll add to it if we need to, and stuff like that. But for the most part, you know, you just let them reduce down and get nice and thick and warm.
That's looking great. When we return on Hook It and Cook It, the secret to cooking delicious shrimp.
Just give this maybe a minute, 2 minutes to cook at the top, because once the shrimp turn pink, they're pretty much done.
Let's get back to the kitchen with Chef Eric to see how he seasons shrimp for an unforgettable shrimp and grits dish. All right, Eric, well, it looks like the grits are pretty well ready. What's next as far as the shrimp portion of it?
First, I'm gonna put Frank to work and peel these beautiful Gulf shrimp that I have here. Right. Nothing, just peel them and
I can handle that part, I know.
Thank you so much. Then, first we start off with about a tablespoon of butter or so. Let that get hot and melty all over. And once it melts, then we'll add the tasso to it.
Now they could substitute something if they didn't have any tasso. What would you recommend?
Bacon is the best thing. Yes, sir. Bacon would be a great substitution for this. And
tasso's got more flavor, I guess.
Tasso is a little spicy because it's basically a pork butt that's seasoned and smoked. You know, this is my Louisiana side coming through on this. But mostly you'll see it with bacon. Not often you'll see it with tasso, but Every now and then you will. And you just let this go just for a few minutes because it's already cooked, you know what I'm saying? Then normally we use those shrimp there, but I have a few here that I've done already. And you can see that at home. Just give it a few minutes. You don't have to touch them or mess with them too much because shrimp cook really fast. You know what I'm saying? Once they turn pink, they're pretty much done. And a lot of people cook shrimp and they way overcook them. They're tough and stuff like that. So they don't take much to cook the shrimp. And then with that, we're gonna add about a half a teaspoon of some Paul Prud'homme's Cajun seasoning. Just give this maybe a minute, 2 minutes to cook at the tops, because once the shrimp turn pink, they're pretty much done. You know what I'm saying? Just give it a few minutes. And then we're gonna add a little dry herb mix, which is thyme, oregano, and a little parsley. And if you see your pan getting a little dry, just go ahead and put a little butter into it. Butter makes everything better.
Use olive oil if you wanted to, or
you
something
can use
like
olive
that.
oil. I don't like the taste of olive oil, but if I use olive oil, I'll put a little butter into it.
Kind of soft.
Yes, well, you get the heat and stuff from the butter, but the olive oil olive oil can be very strong if you don't like it. I don't like it, so I use a lot of butter, but I will use a little olive oil and a little butter just to kind of balance it out a little bit. And once you see this on the bottom, that's what you're looking for. You want to see that on the bottom. A lot of people think it's burnt stuff, but it's not. It's the good part of the dish. Then we're going to throw about 2-3 ounces of diced tomatoes into it, fresh plum tomatoes. Give it a quick stir.
All right, that's looking good.
Thank you. I'm going to add about maybe a tablespoon of green onions. I like to put a little bit in now while it's cooking, then I put a little more towards the end. So after we get this going here, then we add about maybe 1/4 of a cup of nice chicken stock. And then this is when you get your spoon and scrape the bottom where all them good bits are at down there.
That just brings that little flavor that's
Yes, sir. That's what you're looking for right there. That's what
makes
you're
a
looking
gravy, I see.
for. Actually, it makes a gravy to it. And if you need more chicken stock, add more. Let that simmer just a little bit. If you want to add white wine to this, it would be great. So add white wine to it. I mean, whatever you like. Cooking is what you get, what you enjoy doing. Nobody has a certain recipe to cook. If you want to, you might like to put crab meat in yours. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
improvise.
You take somebody's dish and turn around and make it your own dish. You know what I'm saying? And then as it simmers a little bit, we add a little fresh parsley to it. Then we're going to take about another tablespoon of butter and cut the fire off. And all you got to do is swirl it in there.
So let the butter kind of melt.
Yes, sir. It won't separate the butter, but it does something with the sauce that's unbelievable. I mean, I'm not a magician or whatever, but this is the way I was taught, so that's the way I do it, and it works out beautiful.
How many times you reckon you've made this dish?
Probably 1,000. My kids love it. My wife loves it. It's just something good to wake up in the morning and they're home from school and Daddy makes them shrimp and grits or fish and grits or whatever they want. Most time I surprise them so when they wake up, because my kids sleep late.
They all do.
12 o'clock, they still in the bed. You know what I'm saying? I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning, every morning. So then you just re-season it.
Alrighty.
Put a little salt.
Do we want to throw in these in, or just say these for the next time, or?
Actually, you can throw them in there. Won't hurt. Thank you, Chef. Frank, you make a good assistant chef. Thank you. Looking for a job?
I don't think I can hang with you.
Oh man, I'm telling you. A lot of people say that. They don't know what to cook or they don't know how to cook, and you're a chef and you do this. Cooking is what you get out the heart. You know what I'm saying? You just throw anything in this pan and come out. It might be wonderful. You know what I'm saying? You can even take this and put on French bread. Toast some French bread.
Yeah.
Put this on there and eat it like that. It could be a nice late night snack or something like that.
You sure seem to have a passion for it. I think that's very important.
Yeah, I teach my kids, whatever you do, be the best at it. If you're gonna dig a ditch, be the best ditch digger that you can be, you know what I'm saying? But my kids love getting in the kitchen with me. My oldest is 18, she actually graduates this year. And we do a seafood competition down in Biloxi every year. And one year we won second place. We haven't won anything since.
Oh, all right.
And my little one, Emma, she actually is a really, really good cook. I mean, she can tell you what you got in it before you even put it in there. She was like, one day her mom made some chili and she thought she was putting chili powder but put cinnamon in it. And she come in the back and say, Dad, you gotta go fix that. So I went in there tasting, I was like, what's wrong? But she knew at a young age, she can tell what was what, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, but I've had my kids in the kitchen with me since they were 6 and 5, since they were old enough to hold a knife. I got knives this long and my kids work with them. Beautiful, you know, so.
Well, that's great. Well, I guess coming up now is the part I like best, the tasting part.
Yes, sir.
When we come back, shrimp plus grits equals amazing. Stay tuned.
We'll come over here and just place the shrimp and the tassel and the sauce right on the top of it.
A little that gravy there. Huh?
Yes, yes, yes.
Welcome back to Hook It and Cook It. Chef Eric Spencer from the Island View Casino just finished making shrimp and grits. Now it's time to put it on the plate and have at it.
All right, Eric, I've been trying to avoid digging in already. It smells so great, but it's time to plate it up, I think, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We get started. First, we take about 6-7 ounces of good, thick grit. This is what I mean by fork grits. You don't have to eat them with a spoon. You can
nice
pick them
firm,
up with a fork and do that, and then we'll come over here and just place the shrimp and the tassel and the sauce right on the top of it.
A little that gravy there. Huh?
Yes, yes, yes. This is what you want right there.
Oh, yeah.
And then, just to top it all off, we hit it with a little cheddar cheese on top and a little fresh parsley. And there you have it, diner shrimp and grits.
All right, well, looks like I'm ready to give it a shot here. This looks incredible. Tell me about what ought to be looking for in terms of the flavors.
Okay, when you first bite into it, try to get a little bit of all of it together. Some of the grits and the shrimp, some gravy on it. And when you eat, you should first taste the grits, and then you're gonna get into with the pepper jack cheese and a little sharpness of the Worcestershire and the cheddar. So go ahead and give it a try. Tell me what you think. You should feel that when you taste the pepper jack, it kind of blends in at the end a little bit. Not overpowering, not too spicy. Like I told you, I don't eat spicy food, but I like to have flavorful food. So
those are the best grits I've ever had.
Thank you.
It's a little bit tangy, as you said, but I guess it's the pepper jack cheese. But
yes.
It almost tastes like barbecue shrimp, like you said before. You know.
Yes, sir.
I think you ought to get a gold medal for this. And speaking of gold medals, I understand you've won several in the past, right?
Yes, sir. Actually, with a few shrimp recipes. I've done shrimp, grilled shrimp with like a cilantro pesto on it. Actually, I won 5 gold medals. I went to Louisiana and placed first in one of their biggest competitions that they have over there in Lafayette. We went over there, and but like I say, you take pride in what you do and give people good ingredients, and they'll love it.
I don't think I would substitute anything. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's just what you like. You know, some people like bacon. Some people might not like the spicy of the tasso ham, so bacon is another substitute for the tasso. You know what I'm saying?
A masterpiece.
Thank you.
Well, thanks so much, Chef Eric, for coming here and cooking this today. And the recipe, of course, will be on our Facebook page and website for all the viewers. I don't think they can do as well as you've done, but at least they'll have the right roadmap to doing it, right?
Yes, sir. I mean, they follow the recipe to the T, but like I said, everybody does something a little different. They might not like pepper jack. You might want to add Parmesan or smoked cheddar to it. The sky's the limit with it. This is like a neutral dish. Yeah, you can, whatever you throw at it, it absorbs to it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever flavors you put in is what you're going to get out of it.
Well, you learned how to make Southern-style shrimp and grits. I want to thank Chef Eric Spencer from the Island View Casino in Gulfport, Mississippi, for showing us how it's done. Remember, you can find the recipe on our Facebook and webpage. Join us next time for another delicious edition of Hook It and Cook It.